Injection molding is a widely used manufacturing process for producing various plastic products. The basic steps are as follows. The first is the raw material preparation according to the use of plastic products requirements, such as strength, toughness, transparency, etc., to choose the appropriate plastic raw materials, common polyethylene, PE, polypropylene, PP, polystyrene, PS, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, acrylonitrile, butadiene, styrene copolymer, ABS, and so on. Drying treatment. Many plastic raw materials need to be dried to remove moisture before injection molding. This is because the presence of moisture may lead to defects such as bubbles and silvering of the plastic during the molding process. For example, nylon PA plastics are highly absorbent and usually need to be dried at 80 to 100 degrees Celsius for several hours. Color matching and mixing additives. If the product needs a specific color, color master batch can be added to the raw material for color matching. In addition, some additives such as stabilizers, lubricants, flame retardants, etc. can be added to improve the performance of the plastic. Then it is injection molding machine, preheating and setting parameters. Before injection molding, it is necessary to preheat the barrel, screw, mold, and other parts of the injection molding machine. The barrel temperature is usually set according to the type of plastic raw material and product requirements, and different plastics have different processing temperature ranges. For example, the barrel temperature for PP is usually between 180 to 220 degrees Celsius. Setting injection parameters, including injection pressure, injection speed, holding pressure and time, cooling time, and so on. The injection pressure is used to inject the plastic melt into the mold cavity. The injection speed affects the filling effect of the plastic. The holding pressure and time are mainly used to replenish the volume loss of the plastic in the cooling contraction process, and the cooling time determines the demolding quality of the plastic product. After the injection molding machine is ready, start the mold installation and debugging. Install the injection mold between the fixed template and the moving template of the injection molding machine. Make sure the mold is firmly installed and aligned with the nozzle of the injection molding machine. The installation process requires attention to details such as the opening and closing direction of the mold and the position of the positioning ring. Check whether the opening and closing action of the mold is smooth and whether the ejector mechanism works properly. It is also necessary to adjust the temperature control system of the mold by testing the mold to ensure that the temperature of the mold cavity is evenly distributed, which is very important for the molding quality of plastic products. In plastic injection filling, the plastic raw material is heated and melted in the barrel by the rotation of the screw. During the rotation of the screw, the raw material is transported forward on the one hand. On the other hand, the plastic is heated uniformly by shear action. When the plastic reaches a suitable molten state, the screw stops rotating and begins to push forward, injecting the plastic melt into the mold cavity through a nozzle. During the injection process, the plastic melt fills the mold cavity at a certain pressure and speed. There are various filling methods, such as rapid filling and segmented filling. Rapid filling can make the plastic melt fill the cavity in a short time, but it may lead to air trapped in the cavity and produce defects. Segmented filling can control the filling process more reasonably and improve the molding quality according to the structure of the cavity and the flow characteristics of the plastic. Plastic injection filling is followed by the pressure holding stage. The purpose of pressure holding is to fill the cavity with plastic melt. Due to the cooling contraction of the plastic, it is necessary to maintain a certain pressure for a certain period of time to continue to replenish the plastic melt into the cavity to prevent defects such as shrink marks and voids in plastic products. The holding pressure is generally lower than the injection pressure, and the holding time is determined according to the thickness and size of the plastic product and the type of plastic. Modern injection molding machines can regulate the holding pressure and time by means of a precise control system. During the holding pressure phase, the screw advances slowly according to the set parameters to replenish a small amount of plastic melt into the cavity until the end of the holding pressure time. The end of holding pressure is followed by cooling and curing, where the plastic product begins to cool and cure in the mold cavity. During the cooling process, the cooling system of the mold takes away the heat from the plastic, and so that the temperature of the plastic product is gradually reduced until it reaches a temperature at which it can be demolded. Cooling time has a great impact on the quality and productivity of plastic products. Cooling time is too short, the plastic products may be deformed. Cooling time is too long, it will reduce productivity. Factors such as the design of the cooling channels of the mold and the flow rate and temperature of the cooling medium, e.g., water, will affect the cooling effect. By reasonably designing the layout of the cooling channels and controlling the parameters of the cooling medium, the plastic products can be cooled uniformly, reducing internal stress and deformation. Once the plastic product has cooled to the proper temperature, the product can be removed from the mold. The mold is opened and the plastic product is ejected from the mold cavity by an ejector mechanism. There are various types of ejection methods, such as mechanical ejection using ejector pins, ejector plates, etc., and pneumatic ejection. The demolded plastic product is removed from the injection molding machine for subsequent processing, such as trimming the gate, inspection, packaging, etc. Mold cleaning and maintenance. After each injection is completed, the mold needs to be cleaned to remove the plastic residues, flying edges, etc. remaining in the mold cavity, gate, runners, and other parts of the mold. Cleaning methods include the use of compressed air blowing, special mold cleaning agent cleaning, etc., regular maintenance of the mold, such as checking the wear and tear of the mold, lubricating the moving parts, replacing damaged parts, etc., to ensure the service life of the mold and molding quality.